Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Kayak DIY. In this episode, we're going to be going over the new Air Skiff. So today, we're going to unbox the new Air Skiff from tinyboatnation.net. They ended up just sending this to me. Full disclaimer, it was provided to me for review to test. In prior videos, we have tested other inflatables and they've proven to be very durable. We actually ran some over with a truck. We took them shark fishing. We threw them off the top of our house. We drug them down the street. And this should be even more durable because this has new inflatable technology, which is heat welded seams. These are all welded seams. There's no adhesive. The other inflatables that I've put on the channel in the past have all had adhesive seams. And the problem with that is in a hot Florida environment, it can bake those seams and weaken the adhesive, and then you can end up with seam blowouts. Now we have welded seams. And so I expect this to be even more durable and reliable. So inside, there is this very thick, cover, it looks like. I actually like these style cases. It's basically just like a bunch of flaps and you just lay the boat in the center and then you wrap it around. These are actually very easy to load compared to traditional bag style. Now, I didn't know this. I didn't know it was gonna come with this nice EVA decking on here. That's really cool. And then this is the main hull of the boat. And I got white because I figured in Florida, a white boat would look good and it would stay cooler. And oh man, that was a good choice. That was a good choice to go white. So inside this box, there are still some items. There's a pump, there's a bench seat, has nice EVA decking on it as well. There's like a patch for a patch kit, a little emergency repair kit. You don't have to use them very often. And honestly, the only time I've ever had to use the repair kits are when the seams blew out because they were adhesive seams. This boat doesn't have adhesive seams. So I really don't envision having any issues with this boat over the long term. Oh my goodness. This is sweet. Oh, and I like the style valve here that they put for the bung valve. It's just a slide up, slide down. I really like that style. There's a few other styles of valves that they could have put in there. That to me is the best style valve. On the underside of this kayak, you can kind of see it here. This material here is so reinforced. So, you know, all the spots where you would possibly hit something or rub up against something sharp, come aground, that all is very, very robust. Like they really thickened up the hull. So you can kind of see it here. This whole underside of this hull is just insanely thick material. Like I just cannot imagine puncturing it even if I ran aground oysters. Actually, the company that helps produce the Air Skiff, they actually do a lot of river boats, which river boats hit stuff all the time. So they have to be very durable. Okay, so we are gonna end up taking the floor, we're gonna put it in. It's kind of self-explanatory. Goes kind of like this. So we're gonna just try to position the floor inside. And usually the first time you do something like this, it's gonna be your slowest time. You know, it takes a little bit of time to figure it out. I love that they put a whole bunch of Railblazer ports on here. That's awesome. That is sweet. They got a lot of riggability on this kayak. Or not on the skiff. I shouldn't say kayak because that's just going to get me yelled at. Oh, this is the grab handle. Okay. So this is going to fit, I think, somewhere around here. If I remember right. Yep. Goes right there. And then those D-rings end up securing that there. And then this, I believe, This is just such a cool design. So this is the pump that we just got. And yeah, this is oak and iron. I'll have it linked in the description below. They didn't sponsor this video or anything, but I paid full price for this. But just like many other ones, they have an inflate and a deflate. You put it on this one if you want to suck the air out of the boat. You put it on this one if you want to put air into the boat. So we want to put air into the boat, obviously. Yeah, it has this little port here, and we don't have our vehicle right here in the backyard, but what I do have is I have a battery. So we're going to use this to power our inflator. Pretty simple. You just need to have one of these little cheap adapters, and that converts it to a cigarette adapter. There you go. Now we are powered. We're going to do the floor first until it just gets slightly hard, and then we're going to start inflating the tubes. And I'm actually powering this with my Lifetime Batteries trolling motor battery. So this is a 100 amp hour mini lithium iron phosphate battery, super lightweight. I power my trolling motor with that battery all day. So you want to make sure the valve is up, because that's closed. If you push in, the valve is open. Okay, next we will set our PSI. So it's currently set to 20 PSI, and we don't want it set to 20 PSI, we want it set to 15. So we're at about 7 PSI so far, about half of what we need. So I'm actually gonna stop it there before I inflate the floor too much, and I'm gonna inflate the other chambers, and then I'll top off the floor, at least for the first inflate, because this is gonna help stretch the fabric to kind of fit the way it's supposed to. So there's 3 valves on the tubes, it looks like. I see one right here, one right here, one right here, and then it looks like we have like a pressure release valve right here in case, you know, in the sun it gets too hot, it'll release some pressure to protect itself, which is really cool. Okay, so let's get this bad boy out on the water. It's a little bit easier to put outboards and stuff on this if you have it hanging over a ledge. So that's kind of what I'm gonna do. So just snugging up the outboard here, making sure that's nice and snug on there and that's not going anywhere. You know, the famous words, that's not going anywhere. Then we got our fuel. It has enough room. Perfect. So there we got a cooler, we got our grab handles. So this is the Air Skiff. The Air Skiff is rated for 10 horse outboard. I have a 6 horse outboard on here because that's all I have. But we're gonna test it out. So the cool thing about this boat is it comes with the deck plate in the front, and it comes with the cooler grab bar. It comes with the seat bar here, and that seat is attached. It's not gonna come off. You got plenty of space here though for 2 people. Easily can have 2 people on here. Maybe 2 people and a kid even. But yeah, pretty dang cool. We're gonna get this thing in the water and we're gonna do some testing. So the nice thing is inflatables are incredibly easy to manage. I had the choke on. I've been using electric outboards now for so long that I'm just out of practice with keeping this thing running, I guess. You know, it is a Yamaha. It will run. but you gotta do things right. Okay, so we're underway on the Air Skiff. This is my first time using a more gas outboard on it. I was using the e-propulsion on it, but I wanted a little more horsepower in order to really test it. So I have a 6 horsepower outboard on it now. It is rated for a 10 horse outboard, so this is not the fastest that it could go. This is just gonna show a very common outboard size in the small boat world, which is a 6 horse outboard. If you're looking to buy an outboard, I would recommend, if you had to choose, I mean, between like a 4 horsepower, a 5 horsepower, or a 6 horsepower, unless the price is significantly different, get the 6 horsepower because they're pretty much the same engine block. Idling here through the canal, we're gonna get to more open water, and then we're gonna end up gunning it and seeing how much speed and performance we can get out of this little boat. There's a really nice boat coming up here. Right here, check this out. This is right in our neighborhood, our Canal neighborhood. Man, that is gorgeous.
Hey fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons. See that?
Right now, we are coming out of our Canal network, and we're going to be coming into more open water where we can hopefully open up this throttle a little bit and see what kind of speeds we can get with this outboard. So we have the Air Skiff out in this open water. It's pretty choppy out right now, and we're going to just gun it here with the 6 horsepower. Now remember, this thing can handle a 10 horsepower outboard. So this is by no means maxing out the capabilities of the watercraft. I probably could have topped off the air in this. I think I might be running just a little bit light on air just because I haven't checked it for a while and I had it stored in the garage, and there are purge valves. So if it gets too hot in the garage, it will purge some air probably. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you see it shaking quite a bit or like, you know, bending, it might just be because I could probably use a little bit more air in it. I do think it's a little bit low on air, but it is taking so far the waves at this speed very well. I don't have any weight inside the cooler either. In case you're wondering, the cooler has no weight. I just put it there so that you can see what it looks like for size. That's a pretty large cooler. It's about 2 feet long, the cooler is. So that's kind of a look at it with a 6 horse outboard in choppy waters. Oh yeah.
This 13-foot Air Skiff is amazing. I love standing from this position on the boat because I can see all the fish in the flats.
It's so stable, I'm walking on the side. Now I'm standing on it like this. So right now we got the AutoBoat system. It involves this motorized collar that you see here, a GPS puck, and then it is tied to a factory Minn Kota Riptide motor. And then there is this little brain here that delivers power to the AutoBoat system. So it's a whole kit that you buy, and it installs in like 3 to 5 minutes without any tools. Super cool. But there is a new generation of this system coming out in November from tinyboatnation.net. You can use the link in our description, but you can use the discount code KAYAKDIY to save a little bit of money on the AutoBoat system. But basically, the Gen 2 system that's coming out in November is not going to have this box. Everything is going to be built into a new head called the AutoBoat Smart Head. You're going to take off your factory motor head, and there will be some wires sticking out there. You're going to connect 2 wires, and then you're going to pretty much be done. and you'll have such a cleaner setup. There's going to be less wires, less stuff to manage. You're not going to have to worry about where to put the box, and there will be a new remote option coming available, so you will be able to have this remote with your new Gen 2 system, but you're going to have an option for a really fancy remote as well, and possibly even other remotes in the future. We got a couple new ideas in the think tank, and yeah, pretty excited about it. The cool thing about the new Smart Head system is it is going to be future-proof. So you're going to be able to get new features down the road. It just has capabilities to have new accessories due to the hardware inside. And it's going to come in at that still very sweet price point. There's really nothing else out on the market that hits that price point for a brand new system with a great warranty. Right now, we're anchored just for demonstrating anchoring. And you can see there, the system's already reacting. The current's going there towards the shoreline. So the motor is moving us away from the shoreline to get back to our spot. So it's basically pointing into the current, exactly what you would expect. And it did it almost instantly. You can actually see some dolphins over there. We can go see if we can kind of creep up on them. That would kind of be fun. Some people don't get to see dolphins very much. So let's go take the air skiff and the AutoBoat system here, and let's just go see if we can kind of get closer to these dolphins. There they are.
One of the things that I did think that the air skiff could improve upon was if they included little rubber fins to help improve tracking in high winds. Because in high winds, occasionally it can swing that bow a little bit. But that's an easy fix. Get the little rubber short fins, you can pick them up on Amazon, and you just glue them to the pontoons. And I think the performance of the boat would improve dramatically in windy environments. But aside from that, that would definitely not stop me from purchasing this boat. Like, the performance of this boat is spectacular, and the build quality and the overall value that you get out of this boat.
The current price tag on this boat is $27.99, and you can save a little bit of extra money by using the discount code KAYAKDIY.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. It greatly helps this channel and it helps the video. And if you comment down below, let me know what you think of this boat. Is this boat something that, people should take notice of? Would you buy this boat? Or what do you think they could do better?